What's up, guys? I'm making this video based off of some of the things I've been seeing on forums or on Facebook pages lately about tire size and some of the misconceptions out there about what tires fit which rims, how big you want to go, wheel diameter and tire diameter to stay as close to the stock as possible so you don't mess with your speedometer, ways around that, stuff like that. So I've had 4 different sets of wheels on my Charger, different size tires. I've done research about different tire sizes and rim sizes for my car. In general, I'm just going to be talking about 20-inch wheels and tires. I'm not going to dive into 18s or 22s. The biggest misconception I see out there is how wide you can go on a stock rim. And so I'm going to kind of go over that, and I'm going to show you on the computer what resource I use to determine what's the best size for the stock rim, and just kind of go over why it's not a great idea to go too big on a wheel. Let's start off with, I'm gonna get on the computer here. I'm gonna go to my favorite site for checking tire size and comparing them. And so we'll do a Google search here for tire size calculator. That's how I find it. You'll see our results here. We're going to scroll down to 1010 tires. This is the one I've been using for years. It seems to me to be the best one that has the most information out of all the tire size calculators. I mean, there's multiple out there, but what I like about this one is you can select up to 4 different comparison tire sizes from your stock size. And so a lot of them are just compare one to another. So we're going to put in, so for the first example, we're going to use what came stock on my car. And so those were 245, 45, 20s. And then we're going to compare the tire sizes over here to what, let's say we want to go with a wider tire. On the stock rim, which in my case, a 2009 Dodge Charger Road and Track had a 20 inch by 8 inch wheel. That's going to be actually consistent throughout the RT line, except for Scat Packs. Those are going to have a 20 by 9. And depending, I think you have the option there for the SRT wheels too, which are 20 by 9.5, the same, which is the same as the Hellcat with wheels. So we're going to stick with mine, so 20 by 8 first. So that's going to apply to the vast majority of RTs out there. And as well as SXTs and the V6s, you guys are probably going to have the same size. So for comparison's sake, we're going to go 10 millimeters wider, but keep the same profile. So we're going to go with a 255/45. For the second one, we're going to go with probably the most common size upgrade, which is 275/40 20s. Then we're going to go up to 305, or actually let's do 295 just to see what they are. 295/40 20s. And for the last one, we're going to do 30, actually let's do 315. There we go. 315 35s, I think it might be. We might have to, and again, I haven't researched a lot of the really wide ones because again, we're doing an 8 inch. This is just going to illustrate why I like this tire calculator the best. Okay, so we'll just do a bunch of different sizes. Then we hit compare sizes here. Okay, so we're going to get our results. So we have the stock tire size and what this one does, and it'll give you this little warning and say we like to stay within 3% of the diameter of the original tire. Okay. Brake failure, I don't know so much about that. I think it's more about your speedometer. So we have the first 2 plus sizes here, and then it's going to list the next 2 down here. All right, so stock size rim, 20 by 8. What I love about this one is it's going to tell you the rim width range right here. And so on the 245/45 20s, it's going to say it's going to fit a rim between 7.5 inches wide to 9 inches wide. And so if we're seeing anything that's over the minimum 8, I'm going to say that's going to be too wide for that rim. Now, I'm not saying it won't fit. I'm just saying you're going to get a couple different things that happen. A, you're going to have a sidewall that bulges, which you know, some people might like that look. I don't personally like that look. And I don't know if that's going to really cause many issues as far as, you know, whether the tire is going to wear more or anything like that, or if it's going to be an added stress on the tire. I'm going to venture to say that if it's bulging, you're going to get a less comfortable ride because it's putting more stress on that sidewall. Giving you my opinion. Again, this is all my opinion. Okay, so take that for what it is. But for me, what I think the most disconcerting thing with putting a too big of a tire on is that, well, there's two things. A, you're not getting the contact patch that you think you are. So, for instance, here, 275/45, I know is a big like tire. It's a tire that a lot of people will fit onto an 8-inch wide stock wheel. All right, and you're going to see here, it says right here, rim width range 9 to 11. Well, that's telling me that's too big for that, for the width of the rim. Now, the overall diameter of the wheels is almost the same, and so that's why it's a popular size increase here. And you'll see the diameter variance is 0.07%. So I mean, it's not going to be anything. It's almost exactly the same size as the 245/45. So as far as the height of the tire, which is going to affect your speedometer. And so what I was going to say is you're not going to get the contact patch that you think you are. In fact, it might even be less than a tire that's actually made to fit that width rim. And on top of it, you're just adding extra weight to your wheels. Because I know for a fact that tire sizes will affect the weight of the tire. So if you're going to a wider tire, it's going to weigh more. So in this case, let's say, you know, a 275/40 versus a 255/45, you're going to get, it's going to be a heavier tire, which is going to just increase the rotational mass of that wheel, which is going to affect performance. It might not be huge, but it's going to, you know, it will affect it. And so you might think that you're getting a bigger tire on there and it's going to help with performance, but actually, in fact, it could decrease it. You'd be better off with sticking with a 245, or if you want to go a little wider, you go with a 255. That's what I've done in my case. My current setup, I'm running a 255/45 20 in the back and a 245/45 20 in the front. There's a couple different reasons I did it personally. One, I figured, okay, you know, the 10 extra millimeters is going to help me a little bit as far as getting traction. But the other reason I did it is I like a little bit of a rakish look, and in my particular case with my Mopar Stage 1 springs, it dropped the front a little bit more than the back, and so just that little bit more height and side profile there helped fill in the wheel well a little bit. So it was not just for traction, it was for aesthetics too. I kind of like just a little bit of a staggered look, and you know, I mean, and yes, like I explained, when you go up in size, you're also going to go up in weight. So I did add a little bit of weight to the back wheels, but at the same time, they, as you can see here, rim width range, they're made to fit an 8-inch wide rim. So I don't have any bulging. To the naked eye, you could barely tell that it's staggered. I think most people would think I just have 245s on there, and so that's why I chose to go with that. But if you have an 8-inch wide rim, 20/8, which is stock size for most RTs, as I mentioned, unless you have a scat pack, it's a different story, you're going to want to stick with either a 245/45 or a 255/45. So that's my opinion on tire sizes, of course. Again, it's just my opinion. Now, I just wanted to quickly go over, let's say that you wanted to add some more sidewall to your tires to get a better ride. You know, or you wanted to decrease to get, you know, more of a low profile look, which I don't recommend, but people want to do it. If you have a tuner, so if you have a Predator, a Diablo Sport Predator or Trinity or whatever the other one is, the i2000, I can't remember what it is. You can actually put in there your tire size and it will compensate for that in the computer to give you the correct readout as far as your mileage and your miles per hour go. So if you are planning on changing your tire size, a different diameter than your stock tire size, I would definitely recommend getting a tuner and setting that in there so that you're not getting a variance in miles per hour on your speedometer, as well as your actual mileage will be different. So you might actually be tricking your car into putting more miles on it than it's actually getting. Now it's gonna take a while, obviously, to be a big difference, but it's still something, you know, you don't want to have extra miles showing on your odometer that you didn't really put on there. It's gonna hurt the resale value and mess with your maintenance and all that kind of stuff. Again, this was kind of brought up by some of the things I see on the forums and on the Facebook pages, but people asking about tire sizes all the time, constantly. It's like the cold air intake question comes up at almost every day. What's the best cold air intake? Do they really make horsepower? What exhaust should I get? And what tire size should I get? But there you go. So there's me rambling on about tires. So hope someone got a little bit of information from it and might help you in the future if you're looking to upgrade your tires.